All right. It's live broadcast time. Hopefully, everyone can see me, hear me. Please let me know in the comments if you can or not. I'm going to go ahead and start for a little while. I think I've got sound. I think I've got video, so I think we're good. But if we're not, then someone please let me know. Let's see here. Let me get everything situated here. The thing about YouTube is it's very hard to navigate through. Whoa. And start from. All right. Cheating there. Okay, I guess you can hear me because I can hear myself there. So we should be good. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and get to some of those daggum questions. Let me shoot over here. I got the questions that you wrote me. Let's see. I'll start with those first. Make sure you can still hear me and understand me. I hope you can at least. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, man. Do I not like YouTube? Anyway, all right. This is why I hate live, because it's so hard to see if you're doing everything right. All right, I think I got it now. All right, so let's start off. I have them all written down. By the way, if I didn't say your questions exactly as you type them out, I'm sorry. I kind of had to abbreviate to put them on my phone here. Let's see here. Oh, first off, there is a library donation book drive going on. Brian, Dylan, Bill, a few other guys are doing it. Please, you can donate to your local library, Star Wars Legends books. When you donate to your local library, Star Wars books, please take a picture, send it to them. We're just trying to do good things and put Star Wars out there. I actually talked to someone in the Netherlands today. Just got started, I believe he told me, on expanded universe material. So that was really exciting to hear about that. So I guess there's new people starting, getting into it every day. And this really just helps it to grow. Just check your library, see what books they may need, and then go out and get them. If you got to get them used somewhere and cheap and donate them, but do that. But also be sure to take a picture because we want to notate that, and I want to give you credit for it. Other announcements. Let's see. If you are going to be in Knoxville, Tennessee, if you're going to be for the Fanboy Expo, I will be there just for 2 days, Friday and some, if not most of Saturday. Not all of Saturday, though. I got to leave. It's supposed to be just 1 day, but the missus talked me into 2 days. But if you're going to be at the Fanboy Expo in Knoxville, Tennessee, please look me up. Tap me on the shoulder, say what's up, or just say, Expanded Universe rocks, and I'll definitely respond. Long live the EU, right? Let's see. Also, be sure to watch out for Matt's Expanded Universe this week. The opening may be a little different. Okay, that's all my little announcements there. I didn't get to do a weekly rundown, so those are my announcements. Weekly rundown's coming next week. First question, where did I get my Ewoks? Let's see. Yub Nub is a 1997 exclusive Frito-Lay. I can't remember if it was a mail-in or something like that. I knew it was something like a mail-in, but you had to pay for him too. I didn't get him. Actually, someone gave him to Bruce. Bruce's wife. Bruce is my friend, Prince of the Universe. His wife was given the Ewok. She brought it over with Bruce. They had it for years in storage. I never knew anything about it. Yub Nub. And then I was helping him move for like the umpteenth billion time. And he he actually, I saw it. I thought it was a giant teddy bear. And I grabbed it. I was like, dude, you have a teddy bear? What is this? It kind of fell down. It was on the stack of stuff. And I remember I pulled it down. I was making fun of him. I said, you with the giant teddy bear, you weenie. And it fell on me. But then I caught it right before it fell on me. And I was looking right into Yub Nub's face and went, dude, this is an Ewok. He went, yeah, Rachel had it on. And he's like, dude, I want this. This is my payment for helping you move for the 16th time. He was like, yeah, sure, man, you can have it. and a star was born. Now, Lurdo, who's new on the channel, playing his nephew, Lurdo is, I think we got him in Dallas at a Build-A-Bear. I want to say he's a Build-A-Bear. The missus can verify that. But I remember she likes to go in. She had a Build-A-Bear. I gave her one Christmas or something. And she always likes to see what new clothes she can put on her bear. Yes, she still loves that bear. And she saw the Ewok. She says, "You got to get this." I was like, "Yeah, I guess I do." You know, it's a little Ewok. And at first I was going to do a storyline with him. And I'll tell you about the failed storyline, because what we were originally going to do, I was heavily influenced by Back to the Future. At the time, I was going over this. I think I just watched all 3 of them. And so I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we did first off, we did a Who Shot Yub-Nub? Yub-Nub was going to leave during one of my reviews. He was going to get bologna in the kitchen. We're going to show a gun firing, and someone killed Yub-Nub. It's kind of like the old Dallas ending, the cliffhanger they did, and it's an old 80s show, Dallas, where it was Who Shot JR. Well, this could be Who Shot Yub-Nub. Well, the thing is, I actually had a friend of mine, well, an acquaintance. I know him. He's a friend of a friend. And his name is Reeve, and Reeve looks just like Dave Filoni, a young Dave Filoni. Like, you put a cowboy hat on, you think, man, he must be Dave Filoni's younger brother. And he didn't think so, but I thought so. And I have begged Reeves in the video, and he will not do it. But I thought he'd be funny as a fake Filoni. And we were going to have it to where it was the Filoni who shot him. And it was going to be just really funny. And it didn't turn out because Reeves didn't want to do it. He's very camera shy. In fact, he's only been on one YouTube video, and I'm not allowed to say it because he doesn't want people knowing about it. He just doesn't like him, see him on camera. I begged him because I thought that'd be funny if we had Filoni kill Yub-Nub, and then I'd have to go back in time to save Yub-Nub. But of course, my time machine's off. I go back too far, and I find what became Lurdo. He was supposed to be young Yub-Nub. And then most of the other stuff that you've seen on the channel happens. You know, he's driving me nuts around the house. Well, eventually, what I was originally supposed to do was go to the future and wait till little Yub-Nub grew up, steal him from the future, and bring him back. So Back to the Future reference, and it was going to be really funny, but it got scrapped. The whole storyline got scrapped. The storyline that I'm doing now is really fun. Like I said, don't fast forward through anything on Friday. So that's where I got mine. Someone asked me about Tales of the Jedi again. I've talked about my Tales of the Jedi, excuse me. My Tales from the Galaxy books, and I've talked about them before, but it's been a while, you know, like what, 1,000, 1,200 subscribers ago, maybe more. So I was like, okay, I got to talk about these again. What they are is a bunch of either fan fiction or ebooks that were never in printed form, or just some hard to find little stuff that I just couldn't find a hard copy to. And so I was like, well, a soft copy, like these have been rarely printed. And so I just booked them up and collected them into 3 volumes. The third one deals with a lot of unpublished stuff. So nothing big. I don't have anything big. But some of the editors who I'm friends with were actually writing stuff for StarWars.com when the whole EU got washed. Well, they gave me, some of them gave me some of their stories that were unfinished, and actually one was just super interesting by Joe Bongiorno. And I think, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for later because I don't know if it's gonna happen yet. I'll go ahead and say it. Our billboard nudged some people, and he's been given the green light to go ahead and finish the story and put it on StarWars.com. Now, if it's gonna go ahead and go through like that, I don't know yet. Last I spoke to him, which it's been like a month now. He was working on re-editing it. It's a pretty long story. It's not boring. It's just very heavy, almost like an encyclopedia. Like, it's just a bunch of facts, and Joe really knows his stuff about the expanded universe. I mean, you think I know about the EU? Nothing to this guy. Even though he would probably say I'm pretty good too, but he's a very humble man too. But he knows a lot about the expanded universe, and it was about the journeys of of a scientist who goes out to all these far reaches of space. He goes into West End Games material. He goes into the Ewoks cartoon. He goes into just little facets around the universe that you don't really have stories around, and kind of explains and ties everything together. Kind of talks about the Celestials a little bit, but it's a little bit of everything, and I don't really know what the final product's going to be, but I got the rough draft, and I thought it was just amazing. So I'm glad they've given him the green light to go ahead and finish that. I hope everyone gets to read it too. But those are what my Tales of the Galaxy books have, and I think I'm done with Tales of the Galaxy books for now. 3 is a perfect number to end on. Let me answer a real quick question here. Michael, are you looking forward to Star Wars Beyond or anything? Star Trek Expanded Universe, Star Trek. You know what? Star Trek Beyond, I will go see. I hated Into Darkness. I hated Star Trek Into Darkness. I thought the first one was okay. I'm not really much for the new stuff. The second movie is garbage. It was absolute garbage. And Star Trek Beyond, I will go watch it, yeah. And I haven't read the Game of Thrones books. I'll just go ahead and catch up on these. I haven't read the Game of Thrones books. I hear they're really good. I've got to wait till that series comes out. You know, George R.R. Martin's probably going to die before that series goes out. But I bet they are phenomenal. And I bet the TV show is phenomenal, too. I don't watch it either. I just don't watch much TV. But I plan on reading the books and watching the TV show. Not necessarily in that order, but once the books are finished, then I'll go and watch and read everything. Yes, I did hear about Dave Filoni wanting to put a Vong scout ship. That was kind of weird. I know someone showed me that. He mentioned that in Celebration a few years back. So I was like, what? So, I mean, yeah, I mean, to tie it in, that'd have been nice. Filoni, I don't know, man. I mean, he wants to make the Expanded Universe fans happy. That's for sure. He keeps saying, oh, I'm going to throw maybe something else in for the EU. But like I said in my giving up video, no one understands what the movement is all about. No one. Filoni thinks, well, maybe they want more legends to go into canon. So I'll try to bring some legend stuff into canon. No. We're fine with you going off on your new, path. We want the books continued is what we want. But anyway, all right. I'm gonna lose my place on all these. That's why I was trying to catching up. Oh man, Discipline of Steel. Hey, you cleared your EU collection. Congratulations. That is awesome. What series is the most disappointed about getting canceled? Firefly. Easily. You got my podcast on that. So disappointed. I think Firefly is awesome. It has tons of stories to tell. I like the Star Trek Expanded Universe a little bit. It just doesn't flow very well. I read a lot of the early books, none of the new stuff. I'm not watching Preacher yet, but I should. Everyone tells me it's good. I just don't watch that much TV. And I agree. George R.R. Martin is going to die before that series gets finished. Folks, I learned my lesson when it came to Robert Jordan. I was buying Wheel of Time, and then he died. I was like, oh no. And it took me, it took decades for that series to finish. And so I finally just read it a couple of years ago. It's good. It's pretty good. Brandon Sanderson does a good job finishing it up. All right, let's get back to these questions here. Let's see. This guy's already reading the New Jedi Order books from the New Republic era. What books, from the New Republic era, are most relevant to enjoy Legacy and Fate? To be honest, if you've already read New Jedi Order, just go ahead and read Legacy and Fate. Back in the day, back before I started doing these videos, if you were to ask me, Matt, can I read New Jedi Order before and skip all the Bantam stuff? I would say, no, you can't. You'll miss so much. But then I've noticed that 1 billion people have done it, and they didn't miss a thing. And they're like, this is great. Oh, wait, there's more? There's a backstory to all this? I was like, yeah, you guys weren't confused? But that is the beauty of the Expanded Universe. People who tell you, oh, they had to get rid of it. What are you going to do? Read 200 novels just to catch up with episode 7? No, you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to read zilch. You can just jump in at any time and not be lost. And I didn't realize how contained a lot of these stories were in the Expanded Universe. Sure, if you read the prior book, you may get a little bit more out of it. if you read the, Weston Gaines books, you're going to get a lot out of Fate of the Jedi. I mean, just a lot. I was just really shocked. But do you have to read any of those books? Not really. You can just go ahead and skip ahead to it. Back in the day, I would have said, no way, man. You need to read Bantam first, and then all those deaths in New Jedi Order, you'll be like, oh my gosh, they're killing off every character from the Bantam world. But you can still read it and still enjoy New Jedi Order on its own. And again, the beauty of the expanded universe. Who do I think most enlightened Force user? That's hard to answer. Most enlightened. I don't know. I always thought Stream, the Hermit from Kevin J. Anderson series, I always thought he was quiet. Maybe he may be more enlightened. I don't know. Tyone, the Jedi librarian, she's probably enlightened too. Is the Star Wars Dark Empire trilogy comic books any good? You just got it. Read it and you tell me. You're fantastic. But Cam Kennedy is a great artist. It takes a little while to get used to his art, but I think he's great. Filthy Casual says he's decided not to go see Rogue One. All right. I'm not seeing it either, brother. But again, if you want to see it, that is fine. It's up to you to decide, not for me. But personally, it's not for me either. It's not for the Disney execs either, is it? Had to reshoot most of that film. Darth Vader or Darth Bane, who wins? Vader all the way. Sorry, Bane fans. Vader's the chosen one. Well, until they change that in episode 8. All right, let's see. Also, he said, when reading Road to Revenge of the Sith, starting with Phantom Menace, can he skip the Clone Wars and be okay? Yes, I remember Dark Novia asked this. Yes, Dark Novia, you could if you really wanted to. Would I? There's some you can skip. There's some that are some of the novels. I don't know. Watch my videos as you're going through. Let me think about that. The comic books are really good. I've been going through the comic books and they're just so good. The books are okay. Some are okay. Some are better than others. But it's up to you. I mean, no, not necessarily. You can skip all that and just go. But I mean, if you're reading from Phantom Menace and you stop at Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones, and then you skip all the Clone Wars, what's left? I mean, Labyrinth of Evil, that's technically Clone Wars. What kind of Clone Wars are you talking about? You don't have to read. You don't have to watch Filoni's series. You have to read his books. I would watch Tartakovsky's series. I would. I think it's fantastic. I would maybe read his comic books too if you could get cheap. I don't know if those are cheap though, but those are fun, not necessary to the storyline. I don't know. It's your call. Your call on that one. All righty. Let's see. Do I ever wish to see Tahari or Danny Kui on? I'd love to see everyone in films, not in the new films. I'd like to see them in expanded universe films, but that will never happen. But I would love to see real life characters. You know, he had a model play Mara Jade. I think it'd be cool to have models play these other characters so we can get a look at what they look like, or maybe some great cover art, you know, with them about what they look like. I think that would be cool too. What is your favorite non-conventional type of lightsaber? You like the curved lightsaber. Besides the curved lightsaber and the double-sided lightsaber, what else is there? I don't know. The Shotu blade. Maybe I'll pick that. Let's see. All right, so next question I have here. If Disney finally admits that they have no plans to continue in EU, will you move on to something else? And what do you think that will be? Great question here. First off, I'm holding out hope that they will continue it. That's just me. In the meantime, if they don't, I've already been giving you a big hint. I'm huge into board games now. If they don't want my, you know, when Lucasfilm wants my money, they will print more Legend stuff, and they will get my money guaranteed. Until that time, my money's going into buying some old vintage board games, some new stuff too. I ordered two things. One I'm a little worried about because I ordered from a website I've never ordered before, and I paid for it last week and it still hasn't shipped. So I'm going to give him a week. A week is tomorrow. So I'm a little worried about that. Maybe I shouldn't go into that site. It looks legit, but well, it is legit, I guess. It's Board Game Geek, and but the thing is, though, it's taking a little bit longer to ship it out. Whereas, though, I bought some on eBay last week, and he finally shipped it out today, almost a week later. So maybe everyone's just busy with summer plans. But that's how I'm spending my money right now. As those are two vintage games. There's another one. It's not really vintage. It came out a couple years ago, but it's out of print. I'm kind of looking at getting, but if Board Game Geek, I want to see how my experience is on this before I buy anything else on that site. I like that site, and they have some decently priced games, but like I said, this guy is really not impressing me. So I'm holding off that other game until I get that. But yeah, board games right now. I've always loved board games for a while, but never really gotten to delve too much in it. Well, now with the expanded universe on hold or hiatus, I've been able to expand my love of board games, and I've been super happy. And I would be more than happy for any of you to come over and play board games with me because I need more people to play board games. Let's go back to the live questions here. The whip lightsaber. There is the whip lightsaber. I totally forgot about that. Matt, what is your favorite galactic conflict from the EU? Oh, Vong invasion. Definitely. Hands down. I agree. Vong invasion. I don't think there's anything to second. The Nagai invasion from the Marvel comic books. I love that too. But Vong. Have I thought about doing book reviews on something other than Star Wars since I'll eventually run out of material? Oh, now, Elizabeth. There may be more. Yeah, I mean, I could. A lot of my book reviews were on Prince of the Universe early on. I'm looking at my bookshelf over here if you can't see. Because I love the Dune books, Tolkien's Middle-earth, all the stuff, history of Middle-earth and everything. For those who didn't see my review or didn't see it on Prince of the Universe, I did read a story of Kalervo. Now, skip it, folks. Skip it. Don't get it. It's actually a very short story. It's only 60-something pages or something. I finished this in like a day. But that's not the reason. The reason is this is his very first writing. If you're interested in Tolkien as a man and see some of the writing, because a lot of this is the notes and whatnot. That's what the majority of the book is. It's interesting for that fact. So it's okay. I mean, I bought this from someone gave me a gift card, Amazon gift card for my birthday. So I bought this. I got this for free. So it's worth my time. It was worth my time, but I wouldn't pay for it. If you find it used at the bookstore for cheap, go ahead and pick it up. If you like Tolkien, I wouldn't pay full price for it. I didn't like it as much. I am reading, as promised, just reading a little bit here. I'm reading my Sherlock Holmes. As you can see, I am almost halfway through with that. So a review coming up on that. I'll hopefully get through with that soon. Hopefully the next week or so. And then I'm going to go to the Further Adventures, Robin Hood, Last Mohicans. I don't know how much I'm going to knock out in the next 2 months, but I'm going to try and knock out all those books and then expand my reading list even further. But let's see. If there were only more books focusing on Rule of Two Bane trilogy. Oh, man. Drew Karpyshyn wanted to do that. He wanted to do a Darth Xanon novel afterwards. Just never got to made. But again, if the Legends universe got to continue and I was in charge, I would definitely approve of a Darth Xanon novel. I'd love to hear more about her. Have I read the Dark Tower series? I have not, but you know what, JGC? I have heard a billion things about it. Does it tie into his other books, though? I heard it did. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I like Stephen King. Well, wait a minute. Before I say that, I've never read any Stephen King before. Here's the reason why. I go to the used bookstore. They have tons of hardback books for like $1. And it's great, or $5 at the most. No, it's not even $5. $3 at the most. Stephen King's never there. No one wants to give up their Stephen King books. I don't like paperback. So it's weird. They have all this Grisham and stuff like that. And I'm like thinking, that'd be interesting I'm really looking for Stephen King. So I've never actually read Stephen King, but I hear Dark Tower is really good. How come Disney doesn't even know Tahira, Danny's, Darth, Juno Eclipse, and even Abeloth? Because they do not understand. The EU had so many good people. They don't understand that. Let's see. I didn't see John Williams Award ceremony. I wish I could have at the AFI Life Achievement Award, but he deserves it. Great composer. Favorite lightsaber color? I always said I'd probably have an orange one because it would look like fire, and I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know anyone who has an orange one too, so I'd like to be unique. What's the most underrated series from the EU? You said Rogue Parent, Dark Nest. Dark Nest is underrated. Yeah, I do love Dark Nest. Series of books? It's the Callistia trilogy. It is. That's my opinion. Children of the Jedi, Darksaber, and Planet of Twilight. It's really underrated because no one likes it but me, I guess. Opinions on Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Travis, there is a on Prince of the Universe. I did give my opinion on that. Oh, I hate it, folks. I'm so sorry. I hated those movies. You're thinking, oh yeah, I hated The Hobbit too. No, I hated The Lord of the Rings. I'm a stickler to the books, and I feel that they did not do the books justice. And look wise, they did. But other than that, I rant and rave about Peter Jackson. I can't stand him. I hate that he did those movies. I am in the minority on that. I know a ton of people love Lord of the Rings, and that's totally fine, but I'm not one of them. I haven't read Jim Butcher's Dresden Files either. That's another one on the list. Have I read John Carter or the Tarzan series? Good call there. Tarzan, no. John Carter is on my list. I did not show you it because I bought the ebook of all 9 books on Amazon. So it is on my Kindle. I totally forgot I bought those too. Doggone it. Thanks for reminding me about that. So after Last of the Mohicans, actually I'm going to turn to Kevin J. Anderson stuff. But John Carter is on the list. It may happen at the end of this year, definitely next year. I definitely want to read John Carter. I think that looks good. Have I read any Star Trek comprehensive books? Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I have one still. I have a few Star Trek books hanging around. Not much. I gave a lot of them away because I needed space on my old bookshelf. I have this very small bookshelf. It's like 3 shelves. And I gave my Star Trek books away, the ones I could. I think I have it around here. I don't see it. I think I do have one. I don't remember the name. I'm so sorry. We'll talk about Star Trek on Prince of the Universe eventually. That'll be one of our topics. It's something I've been wanting to talk about. My love of Star Trek. Not as big as my love of Star Wars, but still I do have a love of Star Trek too. And that'll be safe for a podcast. My favorite and least favorite from New Jedi Order. Least favorite, none of the above. Favorite? Ooh. Oh, that's hard. Star by Star, I guess. I don't know. Let me think about that. That's a good question. Love New Jedi Order, though. Did I watch Captain America Civil War? You really need to. That's on the Saturday Morning Salmon Flange podcast. No, I did not. I hated it. I did. First off, the Trader book from New Jedi Order is great. All right. So anyway, yeah, I didn't like Star by Star. What's Saturday Morning Salmon Flange podcast? I mean, I didn't like. I didn't like Captain America Civil War at all. I downgraded it to a 4. It's probably at a 3 right now. The more I think of it, the more it irritates me. I didn't hate it altogether. There were some great scenes in there, but overall, it just didn't make that much sense. And I review it. I try not to poop on it too much in the podcast. I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer because the people I was on the podcast with me, 2 good guys, Mark and Tom, I love them to death. They really loved it, and that's fine. But that movie was not for me. And I'm getting kind of tired of Marvel movies, except for Deadpool. I'm getting kind of tired of all the other Marvel movies. That was just Avengers 2.5, wrapping a Civil War story, Captain America's storyline. Favorite Sith Lord who is exclusively in the EU? That would be Darth Caedus. What did I think about Steven Spielberg's comment about how he won't kill Harrison Ford in Indy 5? Yeah, good for him. He didn't have to kill Indiana Jones. I never thought Indiana Jones would die. I am excited about Indiana Jones 5. I'll be honest. I am excited about it. I will go see Indiana Jones 5. There you go. You know, and by the way, they didn't throw away all the canon of those books. Those books are still whatever C canon it was. They all fit within the movies. Of course, there weren't that many of the books, and no one really read them that much. Let's see. If there is one thing in the expanded universe, with the one thing you cannot live without, book-wise, New Jedi Order. Since we're talking about New Jedi Order, Enemy Lines is great. Destiny's Way is great, folks. It is nothing you can tell me about New Jedi Order that isn't great. I love New Jedi Order. All right, let's see. The other thing I got here from earlier was, have I made peace with the EU? Might be done for good, and will I watch the new Disney? Will I give in eventually and watch the new Disney Star Wars? No, because I don't have any interest in it. It's not. I don't hate anyone over it. It's just not my cup of tea. You know, Dwayne, who is on our Prince of the Universe podcast, had an excellent quote. He says the new Star Wars is for the younger generation, part of the old generation, and I agree with him. I'm part of the older generation. That stuff doesn't interest me. Expanded universe books, if they make more legends, they got my money, they got my attention all the way. But none of the new movies, no. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I made peace with that a long time ago. When I first said I'm done with, if I'm done with Star Wars, if they're done with the EU. And when they said we're retiring, I said, okay, I'm not reading or watching any of the new stuff. And I was kind of wondering, am I really going to follow through with this? And then after like a week or so, I was like, yeah, I think I really am. And it started with what was it? The Star Wars when it came out with its first short tale, and I was like, I'm not interested. And that's when I knew I'm good. I'm all right. The indie books are great. Haven't read them, Travis. That's something that maybe one day I'll track down and get. Have ever considered writing my own Star Wars story? What do you think is in Tales of the Galaxy 1 and 2? I have 2 short stories. One is very, very short. It explains one of the contradictions from Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. Evan Powell's Double Death. I explained it. I think it's pretty good. Actually, you know what? I lie. I read a Stephen King book. It was called Stephen on Writing. It was his own book about how to write books and what to do and what not to do. I thought it was fantastic. And in that book, he said, make a short story, as many words as you want to. If it goes, 100 pages, 200 pages, well, that's all right. Just keep writing. If it only goes 2 pages, you're done. Stop writing. And so I was reading Stephen King's On Writing when I wrote my second story, and I was going through with it, and I was like, you know what? I just want to tell one little story here. So I wrote a 2-page storyline, where Palpatine getting an update on something by a state pestage. And that's basically all it is. It's just 2 pages. And I liked it. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. So On Writing, very good. Very good. He uses a lot of wordy dirds. So don't let your kids read it. But On Writing is pretty good. Let's see. The other one I wrote is a story that ties up a few loose ends from the early days of the EU, back in the early 90s. So I have written some stuff before. All right, losing my place on this. Let's see. Watch the movies. Will I buy John Williams soundtrack? Probably not. Probably not. Since I don't know the movie, I don't know if I'd enjoy the music. I don't know. I'm just not interested. I hate that. I'm sure it's good though. Favorite Star Wars outfit? Well, I do have a Jedi robe that I really love. Used to wear it around the house all the time. Both of them, actually, the missus got it for me. The missus isn't here tonight because she had to watch The Bachelorette. I begged her to be on here too. Let's see. Um, eh. One moment I could put into film, a scene from Star by Star, Borsfila. Uh, Casual fans don't even care about the new books and comics. That's correct. Who is my favorite actor? Great question. Who is my favorite actor right now? Who brings me to the theater? Ed Norton. I love Ed Norton. Edward Norton. Just about anything he did, except for Leaves of Grass. That sucked. But everything else. I mean, Down the Valley, The Painted Veil, some of his independent stuff is really good too. So I like Edward Norton. Is the EU all about going stoic or going leeway? Both. EU is everything, all encompassing. The Fate of the Jedi and Legacy gap must be completed. Agreed. I would love to see a completion of those two. Like they bridge them between the last book, Crucible, and the comp books. That'd be the first order of business if I was in charge. Let's see. Where can you acquire my stories? They're on the internet. I don't know. Let me look over them again. It's been a while. They probably suck now. I wrote that first one years ago. So. Oh, thanks, Reese. If I ever decide to write something heavy, you definitely put it. You trust it with. I do do it justice. Yeah. Something I'm talking about. For those who don't know, I write dinner theater. If some of you don't remember that, I said that a long time ago. I just finished my 4th production here at the local theater, and I'm doing my 5th one in January. I try to do one a year. That's all I have time for. So I've been writing for a while. They paid for my entire West End Games collection. If you see the video with all the West End Game stuff, that cost thousands of dollars. Yeah, that didn't come out of my pocket. That came from selling all the scripts and whatnot. So I've thought about writing an actual novel, not to complete anything, not to continue on Crucible, just to kind of continue, maybe just talk about a different storyline. But that is for a way another day in the far, far, far future. Let me get to some of my questions here. I'll get back to your questions over here later on. But first off, how would I feel if the EU was continued with Disney characters, meaning mixing the canons? I actually recorded a video about mixing the canon and what I thought about it, what my feelings were on it. I have not released it yet because, well, so much stuff came up. The Timothy stuff came up. I'm doing this live Q&A. I do want to do a weekly rundown next week, so I'll release that video 2 weeks. Make sure I said that right. 2 weeks from now, I'll release the video about mixing the canon. It's a good story. It's a good question. Someone asked me that question earlier, and I said, this deserves a video. Every once in a while, y'all ask a good question, deserves a video on its own. It's not a defending the EU video. It's just my thoughts on it, since a lot of people have a lot of thoughts on it. Do I think Lucasfilm was truly moved by the billboard, or did they joke behind closed doors? You may have it half and half. Because obviously, someone told me Leo and the Chi on a podcast was like, yeah, they want to make it canon again, which is not going to happen. I was thinking, dude, you check the website? Lazy. So the people who did check the website and understood, I think they approved of it. And I honestly think it did a little bit of good there. But were some people laughing at it? Pablo, maybe. Have I checked out Nathan Butler's From the Star Wars Library? Have I checked it out? I used to watch it avidly. I was a big fan of Nate Butler's From the Star Wars Library. Folks, he goes in publication order, which I thought was so smart. And he's very detailed. He's very great. I know Nate. He's a really good guy. And I loved it. And when they announced the EU as non-canon, he gave up. And that's one of the things that got me thinking, I need to do my own expanded universe review. As I don't want to do it by publication order. I'll do it in chronological order as best I know how. And to be honest, I think he would be better at it, than me, more well-versed and whatnot. but he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't have time right now. But again, I don't think he wants to exert all that energy, because he said in his last video, why exert all this energy if it's not going to be canon anymore? And I was like, well, still, because they were awesome, and that's what actually got me thinking I'm going to do Matt's Expanded Universe. And thank goodness for that, right? Very popular show on the YouTubes. Have I played Force Unleashed 1 and 2? What did I think about the story? Love the story. I played 1. Did I play 2? I don't remember if I played 2 or not. It was a long time ago. I like the Force Unleashed story. Someone asked me, did I think that character, Galen Marek, was overpowered, like a majority of the fans do? Yeah, I thought that at first too. Now I'm kind of okay with it. He is a little powerful, isn't he? But I'm kind of okay with it now. And should people read the Force Unleashed novels? Absolutely, absolutely. I think they should have made more novels from video games. I mean, that would just have been a win-win. People who buy the video games would definitely go out and buy the novel, right? I think you would. If you love the video game, you'd want to read about it. And people who don't play the video games that love to read, I would definitely read about it. I would read Knights of the Old Republic, a Starfighter, a Bounty Hunter. I would read all. I wish most of those video games were books, especially the Rogue Squadron stuff, X-Wing Rogue Squadron stuff. But yeah, definitely read it. Let's see. And if you care about it, they did have a comic book. Dark Empire 2 strayed from the book and kind of told you different stuff about Force Unleashed, which is Hayden Blackman, so I thought it was enjoyable. Which is my favorite Clone Wars? Well, I don't know if you're talking just the books, the Dark Horse comics, the TV shows. I like Tartakovsky's TV show. I love the comic books from that era. You're going to hear me start talking about those a lot more, and they just, in my opinion, get better and better and better in the war stage. And some of the books are really good. I'm going through those right now. Let's see. My opinion on ABY focus on characters and relationships and adventures, while the BBY, by the way, ABY is after the Battle of Yavin, BBY before the Battle of Yavin. The BBY books discuss politics, systems, commerce, and the Jedi in general. Do I agree? And if so, which one do I like more? I am an ABY guy. I love after the Battle of Yavin stuff. That's my favorite era. Guaranteed. I just love all that stuff. I love the stuff before that too. I think it's more than just politics and system commerce. I mean, yeah, they do have some boring topics here and there, and the Clone Wars kind of drag a little bit here and there. At times, it does. But it's not that bad, to be honest. I do like a lot of the prequel stuff as well. But for me, it's always been the ABY stuff I've enjoyed. Someone asked me, did I know if there were ET species in the Senate on episode 1, and would I like to see them explore in the EU? You need to watch my Cloak of Deception video, because I talk about that. And they were explored in some sense. I mean, they're from the Green Planet after all. There's an ET book, about the Green Planet. So maybe wouldn't it be weird if that was Star Wars Expanded Universe stuff? If I ever, let me see, hold on, let me clean some of these messages. I won't get lost here. What is a good book starting point after Truce of Bakura? You got a lot of help on that one, and I'm going to kind of agree with them that Courtship of Princess Leia would be a good one to jump to next. If you want to take a detour, the X-Wing books are really awesome too. What EU novel would I like to adapt to a stage play? Well, The Answer of the Night is New Jedi Order, so that one was obvious. And this one, let me see. I'm gonna skip that right now. Hold on, I'll get to it in a minute. Do I ever listen to the Star Wars or Dune audiobooks? And I didn't know about Dune audiobooks having interviews with Kevin J. Anderson and Brian Herbert afterwards. I'll have to check that out. I've listened to very few Star Wars audio. Some of the audio comic books and maybe an X-Wing book or two. I can't remember one. And the last Fate of the Jedi book, Ascension, is it? Apocalypse. I listened to that on audio because I didn't have the book with me when I went on vacation, and I really wanted to finish that series because I was like dying. I read like 5 books in a week. I think no. I read 6 or 7. I read a book a day. I mean, I was speeding through those. That's all I did on my vacation was just read that stupid book. I love books, and when I read them all, I was like, dang it, I need something else. And I went ahead and bought it on audio since I already had it at home and listened to it. But yeah, I think the audiobooks are really good. A question that I really love, these two questions. You know what, I'll hold off on them. I'll catch up on here. Live questions here. I've ever seen The Master? No, I've not. How do I get access back into the Alliance for the Expanded Universe? Well, there's other places too. I don't keep up with whatever Facebook drama is going on. I'm sorry that you're not in that, but I would just join another group. There's tons of them. Or join me on YouTube. You're all right with me, buddy. Who else do you need? Let's see. If Disney agrees to continue the old EU on the condition that you must watch all the new movies and read new canon, we do it. Would I take a bullet for the world? For the EU, that's one nasty bullet. That'd be a silly situation. But here's one. How about if they continued it? Would I start reading the books? I get that one all the time. If they continued it, would you go back and start reading the new stuff too? No, I wouldn't. Not interested. If he still owns Star Wars and he created another special edition of Return of the Jedi with Hayden Christensen now, since he's almost going to Vader, suppose he died? I don't know. Who knows what George would do? All right, come on now. Sorry, I'm going through this because I don't think this one's giving me my comments. Oh, yes, it is. Yes. All right, this works. Oh, it did. There it is working. Oh, no, it's not yet. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, I am way behind on these questions. Hello. What was last book? Last book was Crucible. I don't mind if you read the new stuff, by the way. I'm not opposed to that. Well, talk about that when I get to mixing canon. I won't be talking about Thrawn being in Rebels if he is, the rumor and everything. I did talk a lot of that in Prince of the Universe a couple episodes ago. And, you know, no. It won't be the same. It won't be the same Thrawn. They'll make him have some of the same characteristics, but it won't be the one that we all know and love. It won't. And I don't think they should do that. I think they should. I'd just rather them continue the Legends universe. I mean, you know, because remember what they said. They said we're getting rid of this so we can be creative, so we can come up with better ideas. Why you keep borrowing from the expanded universe if you can't come up with your own creative idea? That's just my question. I'm not trying to be mean. Just my question. Favorite reference book, like Essential Guide to Warfare or Essential Atlas. Those two, Warfare, but Atlas is really good. The Guide to the Force is really good too. Love those. Of course, I like the Reader's Companion by Pablo. Did people who work with Disney do, or they even check emails or quotes for the defense of the EU? I doubt they care about anything I say over at Lucasfilm. Star Wars Legacy Comics, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on this. I am almost caught up here. I'll talk more about them years later, I guess, when I get to Legacy. All right. right. What books are focused around the Raven time period? Is Raven the only one? No. You have several books. Deceived, which is excellent. Probably the best one out of the book bunch there. Oh, what were the other two? Someone help me. I can't see my shelf over there right now. One started with an A. No, there's two other ones that are worth your time too, or three other ones. All those Old Republic novels I thought were good. Am I going to watch the new Star Trek TV show coming out? Maybe. That's a possibility. I am interested in it. And like I said, it's interesting that they're not worried about confusing fans with a TV show that's not connected to the movies. Neither DC about making a TV show separate from the movies. I mean, they don't think their fans are stupid. Haven't seen any video on Mark Hamill. It's funny. So, oh, here we go. I don't care about episode 8 rumors. I don't even know anything about that movie. Least favorite EU era, Dawn of the Jedi era. Underdeveloped, but still not that good. Annihilation, thank you. Couldn't remember the name of that book. Good grief. I knew it definitely had to be an A word. Do I recommend getting Fatal Alliance? That was the other one. Thank you. Do I recommend getting the individual issues or comic volumes? Definitely the comic volumes. They fit on your shelf. They're so nice. I have the individual issues, but I got them when they came out. So definitely get the omnibuses. They're so good. If I had it to do all over again, I would definitely those omnibuses and trades. I think they're so nice. Individual issues would be too expensive too, for the most part. But go with the trade paperbacks if you can. I heard Marvel is reprinting a lot of that stuff, and for them, the stuff they're doing looks nice. If I didn't have it, I would own it. If it didn't cost an arm and a leg, I'd probably get it. But instead of rebuying those Legends books that I already have, I am buying more board games. And excited about it. Let's see. Would you wear a George Lucas Shop First T-shirt? Nah, I don't need any more T-shirts. I got a billion T-shirts now. I told the wife, the missus, that I need to start. If I tear up or have to throw away 25 T-shirts, I will get one to replace it. I have a billion T-shirt in my closet and my drawers. I think I have like 2 drawers, not full of T-shirts, but one would probably be full of T-shirts. Actually, one probably is full of T-shirts, and the other one has 1 drawer of T-shirts. I have too many T-shirts. Too many T-shirts. Need to get rid of them. So I guess no. Anyway, okay, so I think I'm caught up. Well, let me see. What do you think of the artwork for the new Marvel comic books? Have you seen some of the pictures online? No, I haven't. I haven't seen that much. I don't keep up much with the new stuff. I'm so sorry. Let me answer these other two questions I got. If I ever have kids, how will you introduce them to the expanded universe? This is one of the first questions I got on my request on the Q&A stuff, and I loved it. How would I start them off? First off, we'd have to start a little bit easy. We'd start with some young adult novels, either some of the Galaxy of Fear stuff. Jedi Prince has pictures in it. Y'all can make fun of it all day, but I think it'd be fun for kids. I think it'd be extremely fun to read to kids. Any of the young adult books, of course, Jedi Quest, Jedi Apprentice stuff, you know. But I would start off reading as much of the young adult stuff. And my dad used to read to us every night, and I freaking loved it when he did that. And so I would love to read to my kid every night too. And kids grow up pretty fast, boys and girls. So I would read to them as many of the adult stuff I could, get that all out of the way, so that when they get older, and they'll grow up quick after we're reading all this stuff every night, because I got tons of stuff here. Maybe would I start in chronological order? Ugh. I don't know. I'd have to let them decide. We would read comic books together. I may read it in chronological order. I would let them decide. If they have something that's very interesting, even if it's the Clone Wars, I'll say, okay, let's go with that. And we jump around probably from there. Because I jumped around. I didn't read chronological order, so why do they have to? If I had to choose, maybe I'd start them off with the, the main series, the, True of Bakura. Maybe start off with that and move through there. But yeah, I'd love to read them that. Mrs., do you want in on the live today? Bachelorette must be done.
And I just want to say, would a true EU fan read them in chronological order?
Would a true EU fan read them in chronological order? I don't know. Why over here and say that? Why don't you show everyone what you bought? Why don't you tell everyone what you bought?
No.
Come here. Get in the video. Oh my goodness. She brought an R2-D2 bikini and she is super excited about it. Aren't you?
Yes.
She's texting now. We've lost her. And she also got Garth Brooks tickets, but she hates Garth Brooks. I don't know why she did it. Anyway, another question. Thank you, Mrs. for stopping by and not getting on the video. Let's see. Let me see if I can catch some of these questions online. If I was introducing someone to Star Wars for the first time, would I show them the movies in chronological order, theatrical or Machete? Never Machete. That's mean that we leave out episode 2, even though it's not that good. Definitely the original trilogy first. Definitely. No doubt about it. And then the prequels if they still wanted it. I haven't watched Threads of Destiny. I don't really watch most fan fiction. Fan films, excuse me. Who was the Zodiac Killer? Dylan. How is the expanded universe billboard going in San Francisco? It actually got down now, but I think it did. I think it did a good job. I think we got our word out there. I think we got a lot of good press on it. So me, 2 thumbs up. I thought we did great. I'd love to do it again. We're going to be doing something like that again in the future. Not necessarily a billboard either. Something fun. But that's for another time. Next question I got here. I love this question. It's from Brian. How many Gungans did you slaughter in your last Queen's Gambit playthrough? And did you have a scary grin on your face when you did it? You know I did. Last time I was in Phoenix, I stopped by Brian's house, and he has the game Queen's Gambit, which, if you don't know, is one of the most rarest games in board game history right now. Just because Star Wars fans love it, board game fans love it, everyone wants it, and I do have a copy now. I went out and bit the bullet and paid a lot of money, but I had to have a copy of it because I love that friggin' game. And yes, I killed several Gungans with a big smile. I don't know what my smile was, Brian, but it was very dumb. I was like, when I realized, I said, I can be wiping out Gungans. I'm wiping out Gungans. Yeah. But then I thought, well, my nephews, they'll want to be the good guys. No, they wanted to be the bad guys too. They want to be the Federation. So, and but to be honest, well, I'll do a review on it someday. I got some of the reviews on you first. But Queen's Gambit, art bubbles, fantastic one. Anything planned for the channel coming up? We got more board game reviews. We got more Matt's EU. We got something fun happening on Matt's EU. So make sure not to skip anything. Watch it from beginning to end. Let's see. Going forward, anything else? No live Q&A next month, I think. I don't know. Let me think about that. I don't think I'll have the time. I'm going to be really, really busy. But I will give you that in the weekly rundown next week. I'll do a weekly rundown on that about what we got coming up, other things I like to talk about. Because a lot of people, watch the weekly rundown. That's where I give my updates for. All right, folks. It looks like that is all the time I have for today. Thank you so much. You guys are really awesome. it's kind of cool that I get so many people from across the U.S. and across the world even to even care about what I talk about, what I say. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you for everyone who was a part of the live Q&A here. We'll do it again sometime in the near future. Until then, folks, y'all have a wonderful night. I appreciate your time so much, and I will see you later.